Hi everyone, it's Wendy here from Wendy Wise Beauty. Thanks for stopping by. For those of you who are stopping by my channel for the first time, I hope you will find my content to be interesting enough that you would consider subscribing. But for all new and returning subscribers, please do not forget to give me a thumbs up, send me some comments, and do share my videos where possible. I am trying to reach 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I would greatly appreciate your support in doing this. Anyway guys, today's video, it is about Burberry Goddess, and I do have Athena here, and I also have Burberry Intense. Burberry Goddess, it is a fragrance which it is a bit pulverizing. A lot of people swear by the original, whereas others do not like it. And Maison Alhambra just came out with this one, which is called Athena, to add to this whole confusion, but it makes it very interesting. I am going to review all three of the fragrances, letting you know my thoughts, and I will start with the original Burberry Goddess. Burberry Goddess, it is a fragrance, the original. I have never picked it up. I have worn it. I do get samples like water here. They dish it out in the parfumeries whenever you buy fragrances. It is either I get samples or I get minis. But I did pick up Burberry Intense, which I will review. So for my review of Burberry Goddess today, I do have a mini of the fragrance. I think I got this last year during Christmas time when I purchased, I believe it was Guerlain Fragrances. I tend to use the samples a lot more because I can spray them, yeah? This mini, it simply has a dabba, but it is a nice cute little miniature, so I did keep it. My impressions of the original Burberry Goddess. It is not a bad fragrance. It was what a department store fragrance should be. It can be a signature fragrance because it is so easy to wear, non-offensive. You just spray it and go. It is not complex, but at the same time, it is not too simple. For me, Burberry Goddess, it has a nice opening. In the opening of the scent, I do get very nice whiffs of lavender, combined with a lot of vanilla and some cacao accords. It is a dense fragrance in the opening. However, my issue with Burberry Goddess always was that the fragrance did not have a very, you can say, big progression. The opening was nice, and then immediately the fragrance is there, which is a vanilla base laced with some, I can say, light gourmand accords. For me, it was, yes, like I said, a typical department store fragrance. The longevity of this fragrance, it could have been better because normally when I'm spraying a sample, I do take it in my purse if I'm going to work. So in terms of sillage and longevity, it was for me just okay. I mean, a lot of department store fragrances, I do get them in 30 milliliters if I do find them interesting, because a lot of the times you get a bit tired of them quickly. And Burberry Goddess, I never thought to pick it up because for me it was just not special enough. So I do not hate the fragrance, but at the same time, for me, it was not full bottle worthy. I did think about picking up Burberry Her Intense. This one, I found it to be interesting, but then I bought the inspiration from Rave, which was called Rave Now. And this one, it is so close to Burberry Her Intense, I will not be picking up this one. On to Burberry Goddess Intense. Guys, when I tried this fragrance, immediately what I thought, this fragrance has a bit more life. It was more interesting. I love the opening of this fragrance. There was a bit of a progression. So this one immediately went onto my wish list when it came out. The opening of Burberry Goddess Intense, when it is first sprayed, it has a lot of life. It is more captivating because the opening of this version, it is more fresh. It really wakes you up. It is not as dense as the original. I think this one, it reacts differently in the opening because it does not have this cacao note. It is just lavender, and it is a beautiful, fragrant, aromatic lavender note. Also, the lavender note in Burberry Goddess Intense, it lingers alone for quite a while. And being that it is such a well done lavender accord, lavender note, it kept me interested in the fragrance until the other notes start to intermingle. And when the vanilla meets the lavender, it becomes a beautiful melange of notes. It is not dense, it is still airy. The vanilla accord in the heart of this fragrance, it does tone down this explosive lavender note in the opening. Honestly, if you do not like lavender in fragrances, or you cannot tolerate a lavender note, Burberry Goddess Intense might turn you off because this lavender note does linger. It does tone down when the vanilla mixes into the fragrance, but it is still very pronounced. I do find this not to only be a bit of a more playful version of the fragrance, it also has more structure, more body. When this moves into the dry down phase on my skin, it is a very nice, I would say, vanilla base, which is laced with patchouli and very nice hints, nuances of lavender. This lavender note, it does not completely disappear in the fragrance. It is still there, here and there. This fragrance on my skin chemistry, it is a bit louder, it has more sillage, and also this one does have better lasting power. Compared to Burberry Goddess, the original, I find this to be a lot more longer lasting. Guys, I do know the verdict is still open on this one. Either people love it or they hate it. People who love the original fragrance, they do not love this version because it is a bit different. I love the manner in which the lavender note is done in this fragrance, combined with the patchouli and the vanilla. It is not your typical generic department store vanilla. And I do think this is perfect for fall, winter due to the stronger patchouli note in this fragrance. Now it is time for Athena, which is supposedly inspired by Burberry Goddess, but I do have a different opinion. I have all three fragrances in front of me. I am going to give you guys my take on Athena. I have had this here for a while. I have worn quite a bit of it because I really wanted to test this out because there are so many glowing reviews. I was not able to pick this up right when it came out. It sold out, and then I had to order this from a different country, but I have it. I am going to review this fragrance. I will compare it to both versions of Burberry Goddess, and then I will let you know which one to my nose it is closest to. I do like the packaging of Athena. It is simple, but it is sleek. This is plastic, but when you look at the bottle from far away, it does look a bit like it is glass. The opening of Athena. This fragrance, it does have a lot more life than Burberry Goddess. Burberry Goddess, it is a bit more of a dense, more closed opening. And this one, it is a bit more explosive. Like I said, it has more life. The opening of Athena, it is much closer. It mimics much better the opening of Burberry Goddess Intense as opposed to the original. The notes in Athena, it is vanilla and lavender in the top note. The middle note, it is the same as Burberry Goddess. It is vanilla caviar, and the base, it is vanilla absolute. In terms of notes which are listed and to my nose, these two fragrances, Goddess Intense and Athena, the notes are closer. None of these fragrances are listing a cacao note. The opening of Athena, it is, like I said, a bit more explosive, and the lavender note in the opening, it is stronger. The opening, it is beautiful, it is aromatic. The same opening really as Goddess Intense, but Goddess Intense, the lavender, you can say it is amped up a little bit more. I do find the opening of Athena to be stunning, and I can understand why so many people love this version, this inspiration, more than the OG. The vanilla note in Athena, it does gain strength more towards when the fragrance is heading into the heart note. The vanilla note, it does intermingle with the lavender, and it does tone down the lavender somewhat. It does not kill the lavender note like what happens in the original Burberry Goddess. The vanilla does not completely take over. It is a nice melange of the two notes. The lavender note in Athena, it also lingers for quite a while, and it does peek through here and there in the dry down of the fragrance. I think it is very nicely done also in this fragrance. The base of this fragrance, it is a bit similar to the original Burberry Goddess. It is a vanilla fragrance, however this one is laced with a bit more lavender. It is also more playful, more interesting, and it is not as dense. I do like this fragrance very much. I must be honest with you guys, when I started seeing reviews about Athena and everyone spoke about the opening of the fragrance and the fact that this was a bit louder, a bit more playful, I did have a sneaky suspicion that this fragrance probably resembles more Goddess Intense, because I had already tested this fragrance and it was sounding like Athena was closer to Intense. However, I did decide to put this review on the side until I got the Goddess Intense version. Being that I have worn and tested and compared all three of the fragrances, to my nose, I find Athena to be closer to Burberry Goddess Intense than it is to the original fragrance. Athena and Burberry Goddess Intense, both of these fragrances, they have a bit more lavender. They are a bit more, you can say, playful, explosive, having a bit more structure. I had to say between these three fragrances which one it is a clone of. I would say it is the Goddess Intense. I don't know if this was purposely done. I am not even sure if at the time Athena was formulated, Burberry Goddess Intense was already on the market. It is just that this one has more lavender, more life, and to my nose, yeah, it is a better inspiration of Goddess Intense. Guys, from the 3 fragrances, I do love the Goddess Intense version a lot more. This one, it is my favorite due to the patchouli note and also this very special lavender note. However, if I had to choose between Burberry Goddess, the original, and Athena, I would choose Athena. I find Athena to be a much better fragrance. I do think that Athena, it is well worth the price. The longevity is good, the sillage is good, and you really can't go wrong with this one. I think it is worthy of the praise that it is getting, and when people do say that it is better than the original, I would have to agree with this sentiment. It is not better than Goddess Intense, but I find it to be better than the OG. I was hoping to include Angham from Lattafa, which is their inspiration of Burberry Goddess, to this video. However, it is still not available here and also not anywhere in the European Union, so I was not able to get my hands on it. I did ask the team at Lattafa when it is coming. They said they did not know. So when I am able to get my hands on this, I will do another video letting you guys know from all 4 of these fragrances which one is my favorite, and if Angham is closer to Burberry Goddess original or is it Athena. But I am very happy with this one. Most likely I will be wearing Burberry Goddess a lot more because it is my little favorite, but I am not mad at this. It is a beautiful fragrance and a great substitute at a price point of, I think, 20 euros. It is well worth this. Your coin can be spent on something else. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, share my video, subscribe, and hope to see you again soon on my channel. Guys, I know that you are watching when you give me a thumbs up and when you send me comments. Anyway, take care and have a lovely weekend. Tschüss!